I always thought, this is about Amanda now, I always thought that I was saved, and I don't think I've ever recorded this, so I want this to go to be in the archives of this videography thing about my dizziness. My dizziness level today is about an 8. Yeah, it's spinning pretty much today. Pretty much. And anyway, I want to quickly talk about Amanda because I think the bus might be here soon. But anyway, I'm waiting for the connections bus, which is a small bus that comes to your house if you are in a disabled situation, and they pick you up and take you to your appointments, things like that. So I'm waiting for that bus. But Amanda Christopher is her name. That's not. She's married. Her name is Amanda Johnson, and we have been friends since before our children were born. I think she has 5 children. I have 4, and she has 5 girls. I have 3 boys and 1 girl. And when I was at Bethune-Cookman, all my life I thought I was saved anyway, because my mother was a deaconess and my father was the superintendent and a big-time deacon, superintendent of Sunday school, state man, well known. I knew all preachers, all people, in church and all that, and I sang. So of course, I knew the Lord. I thought that I was saved. But it wasn't until when I went to Bethune-Cookman, and one Friday afternoon, or one afternoon, I won't put a day on it because I can't really remember now. But I was just walking from, I think, from the chapel going back to my dorm or something, and I saw this girl named Betty, and she was like, "Look, the Kappa Kittens and the Alpha Angels are having a little assembly thing, Melody. You should come." And I said, "Well, I'm not an Alpha Angel. I'm not a Kappa Kitten. I wouldn't mind being one, but I'm just not." And so she was like, "Well, just come on to it." So I went in there, and everybody was assembled in this one room, and different ones of these girls rather, like me, were telling their story, about their life. And it wasn't until Amanda spoke that her life was my parallel. Her life was mine. I was like, what is happening? And it got my attention, and I was like, and she was like, and my father and my mother, I was adopted, and my father and my mother, they were in church, and I thought I was saved by them, and it wasn't. And then she just kept talking, and then she said, until I got the 4 spiritual laws. So we opened the book, and it was a gold book. I'll never forget it, a small gold book, and it had this picture on it where it's Jesus that was like little crosses everywhere in this chair. And the chair was in the center, and the crosses were all around. And it was like, God, you have him in your life, you do things for God, you go to church, you're a good person, but you are the center of your life. And then you turn the page, and the cross is sitting in the chair. And it's like, but your life should be where Jesus is the center, and you are not. And so when I saw that, I thought, uh-oh, mayday, mayday, I need to get right. And sure enough, on the next page, it had what we call the sinner's prayer. And we all said this, she was, that I can't remember, it's all fuzzy to me now, but I believe she was the one that led us all in the sinner's prayer. And we prayed that prayer. And I just became knitted to her soul, I believe, because I got I got everybody's address, and I think I wrote them. And the lady that I thought she wasn't. And when I kept writing her and telling her my journey, and she was like, make sure you read your Bible every day. Make sure you tell other people, about the Lord. And I took that very seriously. And to this day, it still resonates with me, because I tell people, just because you sit in church doesn't mean that you know Jesus Christ. Doesn't mean that he's the center of your life. Doesn't mean that without him you understand that if I die, I won't make it, because Jesus is in my life, but he's not the center. He wants to be the center. He wants to be all in all. It's much more than just, it's like being in a house where you know everybody, but you're not related to anybody. You just know everybody. But it's good when you're in a house where you are related by blood, or related by assignment, or just related to them. And it's just a good thing, So anyway, that's my spiel about that. I wanted to put it down in videography land, and to just let you know I adore her. And I feel like I'm one of the emeralds that will be sitting in her crown. I am one of the emeralds or rubies. I dare not say diamond because that's my birthstone. But emeralds and rubies, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. So I'm excited about that. And I hope that there is an opportunity in heaven where we get to see the people who mentored us and the people who gave their lives in a sense for us, to know who God is a little bit better, all of the pastors and everything. Yeah, I hope that happens. Okay, enough for that segment. That's the Amanda Christopher Johnson segment of my life, of how I became saved. All right. Um, Today's date is the 22nd, March 22nd, 2012. It is now 5:30 in the a.m. Yes, it is.